Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Jason over here at Signature Esports. A pleasure it is to have you here live for the eNASCAR Racing Association Next Gen Cup Series, brought to you by John Betlem Heating and Cooling and Ryko-Motorsports.com. A little bit of a late start for myself. Normally I'm about 10 minutes, a little bit earlier than that. So apologies for the folks out there who are waiting for me and to get some things situated on my side. But we are live. We're going to have some fun here. Charlotte Roval for 30 laps. We watched the NASCAR circuit do it this week, and it's been the official race for the next gen cars. And it's been a good track to be able to watch these drivers get in here and turn left and right. But some of the best out there in the iRacing platform. We're getting ready to go at it once again. Here is your starting grid for the series. You got 8 racers in the race today. We've got Justin Levine, the number 41, is going to be your pole sitter. Fireball Woody, good to see you out there. Appreciate you getting out there watching what we're doing over here. I look forward to being able to jump right out of here and come over and help you guys over there at Top Esports getting ready for tonight's race over there. That's going to be amazing to watch. Michael Sturgill Jr. that is going to be the outside pole sitter over there. Jay Jensen, the number 2, is going to have Brad Sousa with him. Chad Gunningsman, Matt Kocher. That's going to make up road number 4. Dylan Beckman and Nathan Hall is going to make up the rest of that field. Open setups for the drivers here in the Charlotte Roval, and I watched Justin Levine put down that lap time during practice right there during that qualifying. He said you guys were following along with me, and that was super fast, super fast. Oh, good to see you, Mr. Woody. Look forward to helping you guys out over there. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited to see what's going to happen with that. Pace car is going to lead them around here. We're going to go over the turns as they get into the race information. Turn 1 is Heartburn Turn. We watched many NASCAR drivers get up to speed and get in there and really make it work. 30 laps for the drivers here. Ryko-Motorsports.com Charlotte Roval Series. Here is Turn 2. It's going to be basically like an S curve right here as they get out into it. Turn 3 is very, very flat but very sharp right here, and Turn 4 is on the back exit of that. This is one of those tracks that fighting for position is going to be all about being able to make sure you can get this car to turn in tightly. 94 degrees is the track temperature. As you see, Turn 5 be where where a lot of drivers like to take the entry very wide and then approach the wall out of what they consider that very, 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 what they call what is that, an international turn right there. Turn 6 is going to be the left-hander downhill right here. Turn 7 sets them up into NASCAR Turn 1 here as they're going to be over the track into NASCAR Turn 1, which is going to be traditional Turn 7. Turn 8 and is going to be the exit of 2 for the drivers onto the back stretch. It's a lot of fun. I mean, got a smaller field, but don't count out the racing here. It's going to be interesting to see what they're going to be able to do here, and they are going to be. I don't know that they're going to be able to make it on fuel. That's going to be another factor here. We'll see what the drivers are going to be able to put up with out of these next gen cars. The bus stop is heavy into the braking zone onto the backstretch for these drivers as the pace car leads them around here. Let's go TKS Rampage out there. Good to see you out there as well. Good to see everybody out there. Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. We are live streaming on all 3 platforms, so thank you very much to everybody out there. The bus stop, we watched how not being single file can be a factor here. The exit of the bus stop, you're able to utilize the painted area, get yourself into NASCAR Turn 3, which should be Turn 11 for it. What's up, Top Esports 2 out there? Good to see it. Good to see it. And then Turn 12 gets you into another heavy braking zone, which is going to be the front stretch chicane. Let me say that 10 times fast. It's not something I like to to mess up. Signature and Top Esports to the moon. That's right. Different than NASCAR, they don't get to use the front stretch to get themselves up to speed, though. This is something I wish that iRacing would fix. These drivers are going to be already into the gas, out of that front stretch chicane. Green flag waves here. 30 laps at the Charlotte Roval, 1977. 2 of Jay Jensen in third. There is Sousa and Kocher right there. Gunningsman starting to pick up a spot. He's or right there where he started, but it looked like he fell back to 6th and now is starting to work into it. It may take him a lap or two to get their groove back in, but I tell you what, these drivers are super fast, and they really know how to show these next-gen cars what they're capable of. Michael Sturgill Jr., one of those drivers. Big improvements on the season, and he's got a couple of wins under his belt. Justin Levine right there in the lead out of 7 into NASCAR Turn 1 for the Charlotte Roval here. Lap time's going to be about a minute 20, minute 18, minute 20. We'll see if they're going to be able to turn up some heavy fast laps onto the backstretch, approaching that front stretch chicane. Single file into the bus stop. Let me take that back. Into the bus stop. A little wheel hop for the 19 as they exit the corner here onto the painted area. Turn 3, turn 4, NASCAR side. 0.5 of a second lead for Levine. Entering into the heavy braking zone to the front stretch chicane, into the corner. Watch this. You don't want to wheel hop very much. And now you lose a little bit of speed if you do in iRacing. Now we watched NASCAR do it whenever they were getting into those turtles and into those chicanes. They were able to gain a little bit of time, a little bit of speed, but I think it really disrupts the car, especially these next gen cars. They really start to bottom out and hold a lot of that damage. It really makes it push hard. Fireball, you're amazing. You are the man. What are you talking about? I'm just here. That's all that I'm doing. Here's the gyro cam. Here's what it looks like next to the wall. Downhill for the drivers into the nose cam of Justin Levine here. 0.5 of a second. Look at this tight turn all the way up next to the wall and then back down into the corner. Justin Levine making it work here as he's holding that 0.6 of a second. You'll be waiting. I will be right there as soon as this is over with, guys. I'm going to be picking up double duties today. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm excited to be a part of it. Go, Mr. Sturgill, says Moscow out there. Good to see you, Moscow. I remember seeing you last week. Levine working on it. Here's the gearbox camera. There's Michael Sturgill right behind the 41 here. Moving into the corner. Holding on for dear goodness. Rolling. Look at him roll. Lap 3 completed. 1:21.37 for Levine. Sturgill 1:21.38. And as always, I like to talk about Matt Kocher. Matt Kocher right here, ran the fastest, his fastest lap of the race. 1:21.24. Picks up second spot. Goes around Michael Sturgill Jr. He just went off track. Take a look real quick at what happened to Mr. Jr. here. Heartburn turn coming up. Break. Did he get free off the corner? Kind of makes me wonder what happened there. He did. He went around. Little right rear, little nose damage. Got free off of turn 2 into turn 3. So he's going to spin that car back around, try to work his way back to the front. Kocher works his way from the back to the front and just kind of figures out the car. He's got a great setup. Normally every week he gets it from his sponsor right there on his hood. I like to see the eNASCAR Racing Association. You got to watch that gas pedal. You'll go around. That's for darn sure. But the big factor with what you see with these drivers, they use different setup shops. Ryko-motorsports.com, the big sponsor of eNASCAR Racing Association. They have some great setups. So you're seeing some of the drivers run that. We're watching Kocher. He might be using a different setup, but he gets into the wall right there. But he gets out there and just figures out the track. It's like, and it's encouraging to see these drivers. They really push the boundaries of their cars. A little right side damage for the 2 as well. Looks like he might have gotten out of the corner and turned in. It locks up the right rear of the corner, getting around turn 4 into that little straight where he gets into turn 5. I could call this an international horseshoe because they just really rolling. Justin Levine runs his fastest lap of the race last time by 1:21.80. Kocher trying to pick up another win here in the series. He's the only driver with 3 wins in the series. And looking to try to make it 4 as he gets onto the backstretch. His last lap was the fastest of the race, 1:20.90. Man, oh man. Into the bus stop onto NASCAR Turn 3 here. Out of the corners. Like 16 turns is what NASCAR was talking about whenever it came to their layout, and it was good to see the call. Tell me what you think about what happened between the 9 and the 4 in the NASCAR circuit this week. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What do you think out there? Justin Levine out front giving us a share out there on Facebook. Appreciate him. Steve Johnson giving us a like. Travis Pierce giving us a like. George Jewell giving us a like. Jay Jensen Esports giving us a share out there. Mr. Jensen in fourth right now. Michael Sturgill Jr. trying to pick up the pace here. Christopher Martin giving us a like. Brian Raker, thank you very much, Brian. You are always on it out there on Facebook. Much love to you and much appreciation. 5 of 30 still running green here as these drivers are running those fast laps. This is going to be a fast race for the series. Michael Sturgill Jr. picking up third. As he gets back around, he's got a little left rear damage. I think he's got a little nose damage as well. We'll take a look as he comes across here. Maybe a touch. Maybe on the left side, you see the crinkle right there in the left front quarter panel right there. So tire pressures are up. It looks like his last lap was only about a second off the leader's pace. But right there on the back bumper, that last time by 122.32 for Levine. He's going to come into the front stretch, hit that front stretch chicane, and we'll see what kind of lap time he's going to be able to put down here as he comes out of that turn onto the front stretch. A little bit free off the corner. You saw the wiggle there, trying to keep it into the gear. 121.28, so it's about a half second faster that last time by the Matt Kocher in that number 1 car. 41.177.24 is going to be the field here. 9 did what he needed to get the win. Fireball. I think had he gotten a chance to get to the back bumper of the 4, I think he might have pressed the issue. I was kind of hoping that he didn't. Hoping that he would have, showed a little bit more maturity in my opinion. And he didn't have to. The four got to the back bumper, trying to make the day difficult for the number 9 car, and it kind of backfired on him later on. 5 of Kyle Larson, 7 wins in the Cup Series. First driver to ever get 3 wins in the NASCAR circuit of Road Series racing. Absolutely fantastic drive off. He's having one heck of a year over there at Hendrick.com. Speaking of Hendrick Motorsports, these drivers here running teams out there. Big old push to it. We shared it over there to a couple of streams out there, folks. Apologies about that. Had a brief moment where I had to fix something. But these drivers running NASCAR teams out there. And absolutely awesome. Let's see. Stuart Haas drivers, Chad Koenigsmann in the number 4. Let's click on some buttons here. Here's Mr. Koenigsmann in the number 4, driving for the Stuart Haas racing team. Justin Levine is going to be his teammate in the series. Spire's got Dylan Beckman and Mr. Sturge right there. Ganassi Trackhouse is going to be Mr. Sousa and Mr. Kocher right there in the number 1 car. So it's all a lot of fun here. There's Brad Sousa. Oh, Brad's not on the track right now. There's Dylan Beckman there in the number 17. Dylan out there trying to run. Nathan Hall not having a bad day. Just seeing the number 8 get out there and run. He is in 6th, up 2 spots from the start of the race. Last lap, 127.39. Koenigsmann, 127.00. Jay Jensen having his fastest lap of the race. This last time, 123.64. Sturgill trying to pick up the pace, trying to find some lost time here. As that's it. That's what I was trying to figure out. Fireball. I was trying to make sure that it got. That's what I was trying to figure out was what was going on with my audio there. So and it was a mic setting that I had over here. I hit the good old M button, which is my hotkey for my mic whenever I'm doing it. Todd, good to see you out there. Mr. Todd Coons, you're out there giving us some love on the stream. 19 out front, and Kocher really really still neck and neck with them. Their lap time's kind of alternating. Take a look at the bottom of your screen. The lap time's going to be right there. Let me pop off the Top Esports logo. Big share for the Top Esports guys out there. They're not sponsors of this league. I had the logo up there. That's what you get whenever you have one heck of a day. Wife had surgery today and basically got no sleep last night and came home to after getting everything situated and kind of took a little bit longer nap than I needed to. So a little got myself a little bit unprepared today and had to fix some things in the meantime. 121s across those lap times. Contra, you see it 3, 4, and 7 better. We're going to see this time what these laps are going to look like. Lap 8 being completed for the drivers. 121.773. A little bit better for Levine over Contra there. So half second. You're seeing almost alternating lap times when it comes to how they're running, but he's still able to hold on to 122.33 for Matt Contra the last time by. As they're going to get some stars coming out there. Thank you. She is still on what they call a nerve block, so she's not able to. Apologies about the loudness of that. That was insane. She is still working on the that nerve block, so she was getting some sleep and resting up, and she's a champ. Tell you what, don't count out any woman out there. And if you got to hold them, if you got a significant other out there, make sure you hold them because you never know what they're going to have to go through in life. And man, she's tough. I tell you what, she is tough. Levine, 22 laps to go. The Roval kicking butt, taking names. And Contra, he might be just kind of saving here. We're kind of looking to see what they have here. Now, I know that on the traditional sense of how the track works, the fuel mileage on the next gen cars, they are somewhere around 55 laps on a full tank when it comes to 1.5 mile tracks. Now they're running just a little bit longer than that. What was that? 2.224 miles here. There's the race info. Track temperature 94 degrees, air temperature 80 degrees. So a little bit different than qualifying. So things starting to heat up on the track just a little bit, just by a couple of degrees, and then the air temperature kind of settling in as well. But looking at these. The way these cars kind of have handled themselves, I think the fuel mileage on the Roval might be close to the same. So we might see a green flag pit stop. We'll see how it goes. Thank you, Fireball. Appreciate it. She's going to work on getting. Well, she's got about 8 to 16 weeks of recovery. Is what they said. She had a slap tear on her but above her bicep, and that right there is. To fix that, you got to take and move part of the bicep and part of the deltoid and get all that repaired. But they cleaned up a bunch out of that socket. So she's doing pretty good. Nose damage for the 41, and I didn't see where he got that. That's kind of where I was a little confused on where that came from for Justin Levine. He's got a little bit right there, and I don't know if it was. Just incidental, but it looks like I don't know. It's a little interesting to see that there's some nose damage to the front end of that car. 41, 177, 248, and then the 17. Mr. Sousa, I think he's sitting it out. He might be sponsoring. Yes, sir. She's a trooper. That's for darn sure. So hats off to my little lady. eNASCAR Racing Association. Kind of want to get back to. Talking about one of the big sponsors over here, John Betlem Heating and Cooling. And John Betlem, they are celebrating 80 years of service this year. And if you're in the Rochester, New York area, you can find out if you qualify for a no-cost energy audit by John Betlem. And that'll be by giving them a call over there. Area code 585-271-8888. Great guys over there. I look forward to being able to. One day, whenever we get up to Rochester, I want to go say hi to these folks and just enjoy the moments of how these folks are involved in the eNASCAR Racing Association. They are an accredited business by the Better Business Bureau. And, of course, if you need help with your home comfort system, you can count on John Betlem Heating and Cooling. Pleased to provide HVAC repair, maintenance, and installation services. They will help you stay cool and comfortable in the summer, warm and toasty in the winter, and backed up by 100% customer satisfaction guarantee. John Betlem Heating and Cooling. Go to johnbetlemheatingandcooling.com and find out more information. Again, the area code of 585-271-8888 if you're in the Rochester, New York area. Great drives for those folks. Todd, 111-week streak out there. Sending stars. You're amazing, brother. 100 stars every single week for 111 weeks. Is that for me, or is that you sending stars out there to everybody? Thank you very much, man. Appreciate you for the 100 stars out on Facebook. A way to help donate all those stars we try to put back into all of our streams. Levine trying to track down some live traffic in front of him. That might be Dylan Beckman right there. 1 minute, 19 seconds back from the field. Ran his fastest lap a couple of laps ago. 1:24.62 is his fastest lap. Right now, 1:31.64. Sousa was on the track for a moment, and then what else happened? Nathan Hall off track just a moment ago. Looks like he's still got no damage. I see maybe a little left front damage on the front of that car, and locking up the rear tires out of that turn into the turn 4 here. There's that international horseshoe coming up for these drivers. Kocher, 2.45 seconds. Ran some heck of a fast laps, but I think that right side damage right there playing a factor in the drivability of that car. It's falling back just a little bit each lap. Levine ran a 1:22.48 his last lap. Kocher not far off, about 0.6 of a second, 1:23.27, and that's about it. He's got about 2.6 second difference here. Gets a little bit better exit out of 7 into 7 onto traditional NASCAR 1 and 2 here on the corner exit, getting to the backstretch, and it does look like that might be where he's going to play some catch up here. Missing the bus stop. The one is you have to slow down, almost come to a complete stop in iRacing. I know NASCAR rules is you have to come to complete stop, but that's where he's going to be missing that. Justin Levine coming to pit road. Kocher's going to take over the lead and see if he can turn up the pressure. Look at that wheel hop right there. Those cars really get in it. Sturgill Jr. in third. Off one spot onto the front stretch here. 22 seconds the difference for the driver. Looks like Levine taking a full pit stop here. He's going to get rights and left side tires. I don't know if he's going to get any of that damage repaired. I don't think he is. I think he's just going to come off the pit road. Gets it full of fuel, gets new tires. He's going to be ready to rock and roll. There's Kocher right there, 17 to go. And it looks like Sturgill's going to pick up second now as Levine comes off of pit road, 3 seconds off of Mr. Sturgill. That's how quick things can change. 40 seconds down pit road, 14 seconds into it, but only 22 seconds the difference as Kocher comes around. He's going to miss that bus. I think that bus stop really not allowing him to brake and turn into the corner. And I think that right side might be part of that. He keeps missing that turn, and I know that's probably frustrating as you get into the braking zone. You try to make that right-hander and that left-hander. You see it right here, left-hander. That one's not so bad for the number 1 car. Jay Jensen. There's a 17 to Dylan Beckman back here. Nathan Hall right there in front of the 8. The 8's going to be there on corner exit with the number 1. The 1's going to make the pass there to the inside. 8's going to try to stay out of the wall there. Does so. Just out there trying to complete his laps to have a top 10 finish. Of course, finish inside the top 5. That's where the points are going to be here for these drivers. Let's take a look at the league standings for these folks over here. I do really think it's going to come down to who's going to have the best finishes here over the next couple of weeks. Chad Gunningsman right now has the most points in the series 350 with 2 wins. Average start for the driver is 8th. His average finish is 6th. He's in 5th right now. And there is the number 4 car. Currently, he's got a 5-point lead right now in the series over the race leader at the moment, Mr. Kocher, who has got himself out of that bus stop a little better this time. 23 seconds over third place. Levine around Michael Sturgill Jr. for second, as you're going to see the one get into the front stretch chicane. 16 laps to go here. 20.06 in closing. Good exit right there for the one. He was up real close to that wall. Kind of makes me wonder if they're just getting incidental contact from the wall because of how netcode works here for these cars. 15 laps to go. Quick little race for all of the drivers as they're still rolling through the gears. I thought they were running Watkins Glen according to one of the schedules I saw, but they're a week off of the official schedule. So whatever they're running, the official schedule is running this week will be the race next week. And I think next week they might have a bye week next week. So we'll be looking at that and seeing what's going on. I know the races are getting kind of shortened up here, and these drivers are just out there ready to roll. Michael Sturgill Jr. into pit road. He's going to take his green flag pit stop. There is Mr. Kocher. He's second in the points. We were talking about point standings there. And speaking of drivers, we were talking about Michael Sturgill Jr. falling back to fourth. He is third in the series in points right now. Points separated by, about a virtual tie. Matt Kocher and Michael Sturgill Jr. tied for second in points, 5 points behind Chad Gundingsman. Justin Levine is in fourth, about 25 points off of Gundingsman. So Gundingsman really having a good day. Brad Sousa, 302 in the series, so 48 points off of the race. So that's your top 5 in points for the eNASCAR Racing Association. And oh man, rolling. Halfway through the race. And as soon as we're done here, and I know these guys, they had a session up, and see, I guess it was the wrong session too, so they're going to be able to try to roll through it. Kocher's coming to pit road. So Justin Levine coming around the front stretch. He's going to reassume that lead as he gets into turn 1 here. They call that heartburn turn because whenever you approach we'll take a look from the cockpit view. Here's Jay Jensen, number 2. Out of NASCAR turn 4, which should be turn 14. 15 up here. Bam. Watch the wheel hop. 16 front stretch. Heartburn turn. You get up into here, and you got a braking zone that you got to beat. Brake, and then of course Tums is the sponsor on that corner. But it'll give you some heartburn getting around there. That's for darn sure. A little bit free off corner exit for the number 2 car. He's in third though. Don't count out Mr. Sturgill. He gonna get some tires. Justin Levine out front, 5.3 seconds over Kocher, as Kocher's gonna start pulling some things in here. 41, 1, 2, 77, 417, 8, and 42. Coming out of the corner here as they start to get into the final laps of this race. I like this track, Todd. I like it a lot. I'm a bigger fan if they're going to road race a little off track. You see the tires getting to the grass right there for the 19. He's trying to swing that wide. I do prefer Watkins Glen over some of the other series, some of the other tracks, but Roval's not bad. Whoa, 41, a little free off of the corner there. Able to save the nose of the car there. So that might have been kind of where some of that front nose damage comes from. We see the right side damage. Kocher still has that right side damage from the same spot. So they're driving pretty much identical cars now. That little freeness out of turn 1 gives Levine an opportunity here to recollect himself. But Kocher catching, he caught about 2 seconds just from that one little oopsie. NASCAR high banking turn 1. There is Mr. Kocher. Rolling through the second spot. Jay Jensen in on pit road right now. He's getting his stuff all squared away. And the 77, Michael Sturgill Jr. coming around turn 5. Downhill turn 6. Look at this. Look at that. And it's all natural. You get yourself into a rhythm, and you're able to hold on to it. Sturgill Jr., 30.6 seconds right now, but his lap time's comparable to Justin Levine, so he might be starting to catch a little bit here. He had to come to pit road, and so that, of course, when these front two cars are up to speed, that'll be tough to gain. We'll see what they do here. 12 laps to go. Nathan Hall in on pit road right now as well. He's going to come down, take his licks with some tires. He's going to enjoy it. Turn 3, turn 4, gaining over Kocher that last lap. Was Michael Sturgill Jr. just a little bit. Kocher gained on Justin Levine by lap times, but it seemed like he's fallen off just a little bit here in this race. (41.1, 77). The 2 of Jay Jensen, Chad Gunningsman there in 4. Dylan Beckman, the number 17, holding on to 6, 1 lap down. A little bit free into the corner. You see how that once the brake locks you up right there, there's not much you can do with it. So he's going to get back up to speed. 77 going around him there. Nathan Hall coming off of pit road. He's going to have himself completing a lap. Kocher starting to close the pace here. Justin Levine in the number 41. 177. These tires seem like when they get heated up here, they just really push that car very free on the corner. Here's a look at the nose camera. We're going to follow along with Justin Levine here. 2.6 seconds back is Kocher here. Here's that turn 5 here. This is that international horseshoe that we're talking about. Downhill, turn 6 to the left. And NASCAR, turn 7 right here. Boom, just up there. Man, look how low they get to the line. You got to utilize all of the ground that you can gain. Braking zone right here down. There's 5 gears in these cars, and they really, you need almost every one of them because they're, for whatever reason, they feel like a big old paperweight trying to stop. It's like trying to stop a train when you're rolling through this car. Here's a look from the back bumper of the 1. There's braking zone into here, down, and boom, up and over. Front stretch, 10 laps to go, and pretty uneventful race other than some wall taps. Some wall taps, some getting free. I think that's a big testament to these cars. Top 3 drivers, an average of 1750 on the iRating scale there. Mr. Sturgill Jr. coming around, Cincinnati, Ohio native, having a decent drive. Top 3 night for him. That'll break the tie. This race will break the tie for those drivers. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, I do believe. Gunningsman will finish in 5th. Depending on the point standings, I think Gunningsman will still have the lead in points if everything finishes out this way. Nathan Hall and Dylan Beckman would have to get around to number 4. Number 4 with 2 wins. Kocher with 3 wins. There's Jay Jensen right there in the number 2. There's Chad Gunningsman in the number 4. He's kind of taking it easy, biding his time. 1 minute, 20 seconds. Does have Justin Levine and Matt Kocher trying to close the distance as we're seeing. He's got a clean car. Brucey Raceware, number 5. In the 5 spot, in that number 4. Just got to hold on to it. There's 41 going to go around. Teammate to the... now into the wall. Man, took him off his line. Now he's got a Charlotte stripe. North Carolina. Got a North Carolina road racing stripe. There's the number 4. So he matches everybody on the race course now. He'd match me. I would have that same thing. Turn 1 is absolutely when you get back on the throttle, I think that's probably the hardest part about getting out of turn one. Getting into turn one, of course, the braking, making sure you have an entry. But when you accelerate uphill into turn one, that's where you get a little bit free, and chances are you can end up making a mistake there. Bus stop a little bit better for both of the drivers. Kocher goes up high, avoids the paint, and it's going to lose a little bit of ground there, but he's going to get over there and try to make it stick. Here comes the front stretch chicane for the drivers. Only one off track for Justin Levine. No off tracks for Kocher. One off track for Mr. Sturgill Jr. 3 off tracks for Jay Jensen. Some grass. Holds on to it. Locks up the brakes. Chad Gunningsman into the front, into turn one. There's turn one. That's what I mean. Uphill, blind curve, getting over the corner right there. Let's watch Dylan Beckman coming around here into number 17. He's in 6th. He's just ahead of Nathan Hall here. So Dylan Beckman just taking it easy around the curves, trying to make sure he gets his race car home in one piece. Levine out of turn 6, turn 7. Kocher closing the distance. Dylan Beckman, I was just talking about him. Here's that front stretch chicane. Let's run along to the cockpit of this driver. He's kind of taking it easy. He's going to be able to really allow me to give some insight in here. Here's that braking zone into turn 1, heartburn turn, up and over. If you carry that speed, look at that. That wall's right there. Blind turn here. Get yourself next to the wall. And then wide to low entry into turn 3, turn 4 right here. Does the same thing. A little bit of a straightaway here. And then you're going to get into this horseshoe turn with turn 5, which is a continuous turn. You're basically just rolling through it. Turn 6 is the dog leg down to the left here. Downhill speed. And then turn 8, which would be NASCAR turn 1. I'm sorry, turn 7 right there, NASCAR turn 1. And then turn 8 is going to be the exit. Thank you, Dylan Beckman, for letting me ride along with you. Here's what that looks like from a leader speed. As he cuts off the track as much as he can. His Kocher right behind him in his rearview mirror. And if you can see him just kind of jiggling around up there, up next to the wall, that is what it looks like trying to get up to speed. And then right on his tail with 7 laps to go. There's the number 7 right there. Braking zone here, different for every driver. As you see, entrance there. Little wheel hop for the 1 as he gets out of the bus stop exit. Still close. Still too close to call. Justin Levine still out front. Levine's still looking for, and I don't want to jinx this, he's still looking for his first race win here. Oh. Apologies about that, folks. We're going to have something starting up that we don't want to have starting up. Apologies. We're going to close that program. Sorry about that. I clicked on the wrong button. I have Lightroom here. Apologies about that, folks. I make a mistake every once in a while, and that was it right there. That was my biggest. I haven't made a mistake like that in a minute. Opening up that program. That's a taxing program to be opening up in the middle of iRacing. Pressure now for the 1 as they're going to make this race interesting. 19 on Levine's car right there. He does drive the 41 in the series, so I don't know. I updated Trading Paints just a little bit ago, so I'm kind of see if that'll change here. There goes the 1 there to the back bumper. Two-tenths of a second. Now they're in the draft into the front straight. Up in the grass there, Justin Levine is. There we go. Let's see if that updates the number. There we go. It updated that number now. I don't know why it had the 19. I know that I updated that number right right whenever we were going live. I try to do that to make sure these paint schemes are correct for these drivers, because they're very proud of their cars. You got to be proud of the cars, proud of the numbers, and they always look great. Half second the difference for the 41. 5 laps to go. Very quick race. And here in just a moment, you're going to be able to watch me live. Top Esports on their channel over there. They're going to be in the Moore Family 150 from Darlington. I'll be go over there and doing some double duty here in just a little bit, as the eNASCAR Racing Association gets things squared away. Some of the best drivers in the field as the one gets out of the painted area. There's the track right there for the number 8. .41.177. Sergio Jr., 37 seconds off the pace at the moment. Comfortable in third. He's got 43 seconds to the driver behind him. 36 seconds to Contra in the front. So comfortable in third for the 77 as he comes around this track. 41.177, 2.417. The 8 and the 42. New stream coming up tomorrow night. So you're going to be able to check it out here on Signature Esports. A new Xfinity series out there. Going to help out Top Esports and what they're doing over there, and all the fantastic guys doing what they do best. Truly looking forward to that. We were going to get out there and help. Saturday, we're going to do a Saturday stream too. We're helping out there. There's the 2 and the 41. There's the 8 to 17, all on the screen. 17 there to the outside of the 1. He's going to be there across the painted stripe. There's Dylan Beckman in 6th, 2 laps down. Just letting these guys race it out up front, but 1.2 seconds as the 41 has the 2 in front of him. And the 1 all right there. So the 2 of Jay Jensen trying to stay on the lead lap here. 3 laps to go. Charlotte Roval, eNASCAR Racing Association. .41 just trying to bide his time. The 1 closing some laps down here. Turn 4, really good there. A little bit high on the exit. Nice and straight into turn 5. And the 2 car hindering the progress going forward. The 41 of Justin Levine trying to get to the inside of the 41 here. The 41 trying to get to the inside of the 2. The 2 right there in front. He's just as fast. He'll be there to the outside next to the wall. Single file into the braking zone as the 2 gives up that line. The 1 goes around, misses it, has to slow down, give up that time. Heavy into the braking zone, just didn't work. So he did. He slowed down, gave up that time. Levine now a full second out as they were, nose to bumper there for a moment. There goes Justin Levine into the front stretch chicane. Make it 2 laps to go here at the Charlotte Roval, where these next-gen cars have been tested for the last couple of days, too. Did you watch that earlier? Sitting up there at Mercy Hospital. Thank you to Dr. Wilson out there as well for being such an awesome orthopedic surgeon there at Mercy Hospital in Springfield, Missouri. We had to travel a couple of hours from where I live to get that surgery done. Did a great job with it, but I was sitting there just waiting. It's a waiting game, and I was watching the next gen cars complete laps there on YouTube as I was checking out some of my favorite streamers out there, and it was a great looking cars. Very, 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 very road friendly. I see that independent suspension working for those cars. Levine, Kocher, Sturgill, Jensen, Gunningsman. That's going to be your top 5. Beckman, Hall, Sousa. Trying to roll through it here. Two laps to go. Make it 1 this time by. Got one more lap to try to make it work. White flag's going to wave. The battle between the leaders. It's going to be right here. 41-1. Who's going to make it stick? Turn 1, heartburn turn. Up next to the wall. Down into turn 2. Into the gear. Trying to get something clear here. The one trying to outbreak the 41 and get a line into the corners. 41 trying to defend. You know that he's windshield driving right now. Saying, I don't, that rearview mirror is not important, but it's about to be important. They get around here, turn 5, downhill, turn 6 to the left. Kocher still right there, 0.6 of a second, but that was a better turn for the 41. Normally, Kocher, that's where he gains, and it didn't do so this time. 41 on to turn 2 or the backstretch here, which is NASCAR turn 2 into the backstop, trying to break into the braking zone. Right there on the back bumper is the one. Little wheel hop from both of the drivers. Nobody making a mistake. One trying to gain any kind of speed. Justin Levine coming around 3 and 4 here. Last chance for Kocher to break into the zone to get himself to the back bumper. Does he have enough? I think the 41 is going to make it clear. He wins it here. First win for Justin Levine, and it's on a road course. Kocher finishes in second, does so. Sturgill Jr. coming around here on the backstretch. Jay Jensen still completing his last lap, so is Dylan Beckman. I'm sorry, Sturgill Jr., Gunningsman, and Hall still completing those laps. So Michael Sturgill Jr. comfortable here in third. He's going to make that work. Justin Levine able to lead a bunch of laps. Matt had a heck of a run, and now celebration time for the 41. Sturgill completed his lap, so he's all good. Here's your race results. That'll be brought to you by John Betlem Heating and Cooling. Whenever it pops up for me, folks. I think this is the only. There it is. The only series that gives me a hard time. Let's Justin Levine might be celebrating here in just a second. Levine, Kocher, Sturgill Jr., Jay Jensen, Gunningsman, Beckman, Nathan Hall. Brad's out there. He might be running the numbers for everybody. But congratulations to the 41. Really, really stepping up. And he's led a ton of laps here. He's just trying to find victory lane. And he does so today, and he's going to burn down the house. The number 41 celebrates here. eNASCAR Racing Association, Ryco-Motorsports.com. And, of course, and always, make sure that you go and give their Facebook pages a like. Make sure you get your iRacing subscription if you haven't done so. And make sure that you go check out John Betlem Heating and Cooling.com. Let's bring some drivers in. We're going to talk to him real quick. As you know, that is exactly where we want to be heading to. Boom, boom. There he is. Let's talk to your race winner, Mr. Justin Levine. Congratulations, buddy. You finally got that win after leading a ton of laps in the series. Walk me through what you had to do there, because it looked like the number 1 car was coming.
Thank you. It's about goddamn time. I had so many races just slip away, whether it was pit strategy or me not making the move to block. But man, I thought Matt was going to try to run it out. And as soon as I saw him miss the back bus stop, I was like, I got to pit. And I guess because of the lap times I was putting down, either maybe that was his plan to pit halfway, or I forced his hand, whatever the case. But as soon as he pitted, he had, I think, 3 to 4 lap fresher tires. I was like, oh man, I just blew this one. I was like, let me just keep it under myself. And here he comes. And I hit the turtle going in turn 1, almost nosed it into the wall. And then I'm almost running over lap cars, locking it up. I'm like, there's like 4 or 5 ways that I could give this away. And somehow I held on.
Yeah, I noticed that you had gotten nose damage, and I was like, man, where did that come from? And yeah, I'll have to go back and take a look at the beginning part of the race.
Just pushing way too hard. I hit one of those bumps, and it just threw me right into the wall.
Things are very loud as you get over the turtles, but they're great driving. I think these cars are pretty much made for road series driving. I think we've watched you guys drive it in super speedways, and we've watched you drive them on the short tracks and the mile and a halves. What do you think? Do you kind of agree with me? Your opinion on road course racing in the next gen cars?
I do, but I just don't think they're optimized yet on iRacing. I think iRacing is still giving us the trial and error, but just off of what we have right now, the car definitely handles way better than the current Gen 6 car. But I honestly think that it's more of a road car than an oval, and I think if like we have a more accurate tire or something, it would be way better.
I agree. I think that's the next move. All that testing they're doing in Charlotte this week to help out. Congratulations! Give your shout outs out there, Justin. First one of the series, and it comes at a road course.
Thank you. First and foremost, God, thank you. You do such an awesome job. I love your broadcast. I can't wait to go back and watch it. God, thank everybody here. Ken putting this on for us. Everyone at ENRA. Gotta thank everybody at Frontline for putting all the hard work into the setup. Gotta thank Bruzy for always being a part of us and being our sponsor. And congratulations to Matt. That was a lot of fun. I really thought he had me.
It was a great race nonetheless. Justin, we'll see you next week. And actually, I think next week is an off week. I'm looking. I'm trying to double check the schedule. I need to double check that. We'll see. We'll see. If not, then we'll see you next week.
I'm not even sure.
It's up there somewhere. We've got so many messages that we have to go through. It's there. We'll double check. We're either racing or not racing. But either way, if not, we'll see you the week after. That's for sure.
Sounds good.
All right, Justin. Justin Levine, your race winner here, and what an awesome guy. What an awesome guy. The next guy on the list, real quick, as I'll pull him in. Matt, did you have anything for him? Mr. Cochran, the number 1. Dude, you were super fast. And I say dude that in that lightly. Apologies about that. Fastest lap of the race, 120 and some 90 on the change there. Your car seemed like it was ready to step out there and take over the lead the last 5 laps.
Yeah, the car was definitely there. I mean, I ran a couple laps earlier today and just tweaked the setup a little bit more from pay to win. And I mean, I felt like it was the best it could be for me. And it just came down to mental errors. I'm worrying about other people and hoping they wouldn't hit me. And I think it was like within 5 laps to go, I did it twice in a row. Both the lap cars went low there coming off the back on the backstretch. And I was like, oh, they didn't check up early, so now they're going to hit me in the door. So then I overdrove the corner because I wasn't watching where my marks were. So it came down to mental errors here. But hats off to Justin, man. He ran a flawless race.
It did seem like repetition. You know, that's going to be the big factor here for getting into a groove, and we kind of get thrown off your groove. It kind of puts you put yourself at your own risk, and you still were running fast laps. It seemed like you tried to avoid the paint there out of the bus stop.
I don't know if I tried to avoid it. It was just, I don't know. I couldn't get it to go down there because then I would start to get really loose. You know, because I had a different gear in my set. I mean, I was running 5th gear at the top end, so I would have a lot of wheel spin coming off the bus stop. So that's why I had to like make it a little bit longer through there. So
I gotcha. I kind of wondered if it was different, what was going on there, if the paint actually threw you off, or as far as like the tire wear. I'm trying to gauge everything that's happening with these cars and the changes that they're making over. You guys do such a phenomenal job of driving. I get to ask you the questions, and you guys give me like here's the answer. So it's pretty awesome. Steven Johnson says I think we're at Texas next week. I think they're racing. I I will double check. We'll be live or we won't. It'll happen. Matt, congratulations very much out there. P2s that will separate you and Mr. Sturgill from that tie for second spot. Give you a couple more points closer to trying to lead here. 3 wins in the series. Give your shout outs out there. Congratulations tonight.
With the drop weeks, I think if I didn't win tonight and I don't win next week, or if I would have won tonight and won next week, I won't be here the final week because I'm going on a cruise. So I had to win out this race and next race. So I think I shot at first is over, and it'll be up to Chad and Justin with the drop weeks. So, but anyway, I got to thank you at Signature Esports here to put on this awesome broadcast every week. I got to thank the guys that pay to win. Brad Souza, my teammate here, and ENRA. I got to thank Ken Byron for putting this on with ENRA, and well, hopefully we'll see you next week.
I think so. I if it's Texas, it's going to be a lot of fun. Matt, congratulations. Always good to talk to you.
Thank you.
The man himself, the number 1 in the car, finishes number 2 in the stream, and last but not least, Mr. Sturgill, my man, buddy, you had some early trouble, but it didn't hinder you. Tell me about your race.
Yeah, I don't know. I was behind Justin. I had a couple spots where I could have possibly made some moves, but I just wanted to get a few laps under us and see kind of how it shook out. And I'd never had a problem in that corner in practice, and I don't know if it was because in practice I was mainly alone, and there I was following Justin, but it just snapped right around on me. I don't know. It was weird, but came back, finished third.
We kind of touch on that real quick. It seemed like everybody snapped around. It seemed like that uphill climb seemed to be. I watched you guys during practice, and I watched you stepping out there on the racetrack. It seemed like you guys, everybody had right side damage from that area.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It must have been just being behind another car that changed how it drove through there or something. I kind of expected it going into like the backstretch chicane and the front stretch, since we're following each other and drafting off each other, so we're probably going to go in there a little hotter, but didn't expect it in that corner where it happened to me. So not sure, but I'll take a third place.
I don't blame you. All right, my man. Give your shout outs out there. Always good to see you. We should be back next week. I'm thinking that's what's going to happen there. Texas might be next week. If it's not, then I know that drop weeks and off weeks are coming. But congratulations once again. Always good to talk to you, and I know that everybody was cheering you on out there.
Yeah, just want to give a shout out to you for broadcasting. You always do a great job. Shout out to everyone in the league and the league admins for putting this thing on. Shout out to everyone watching, including my dad. And my teammates, Jeremy and Austin. Austin built a really good set for tonight. Jeremy's been a little busy with work, but hopefully we see him back out there soon.
I hope so too. And congratulations. Tell your dad I said hi for me. If he doesn't watch us later, hi Mike. So, all right, my man. We'll see you next week, and always good talking to you.
You too. Thank you.
You're welcome. Michael Zurcher Jr. finishes in third and does a phenomenal job doing so. Congratulations to all the drivers having a great race out there. Much love. What's going on? Oh, he's out there. Mike's watching on Twitch. Are you watching on Twitch today, buddy? All right, folks. All right, I'm gonna get off here. eNASCAR Racing Association Next Gen Cup Series, iRacing.com, Ryko-Motorsports.com, JohnBetlem.com, area code 585-271-8888. If you're near the Rochester, New York area, get your heating and cooling taken care of up there, and make sure you get your preventive maintenance taken care of as well. We love and appreciate each and every person out there, and I want to thank each and every one of you watching. I'm going to go help out at Top Esports for a little bit and get that stuff taken care of. We'll see you tomorrow night here on Signature Esports for some B-car setups, B-car racing tomorrow, and we'll get all that situated. You guys are going to see some awesome stuff, I do believe. Thank you to everybody for watching, and I always tell you, if I don't see you, have a good afternoon, good evening, and a good morning.